In this video, we're going to be covering my top 10 sales for the last week. And I do this mainly because I want to see if you are able to find these items the next time you go out sourcing. I'm going to be covering where I got these items and how I went about that process to acquire these items and then to eventually flip on eBay. So let's get right into it and jump right into the computer and see what has sold in the last week in my eBay store. So we have a bulk order that came in last week from a repeat buyer, and the value of a repeat buyer is huge because once you show that you're able to ship their package on time in a correct manner, nice and neat, then they're going to make multiple purchases from you. They see you as a trusted seller, and they could be a potential buyer for life from your store. So that is the power of shipping things on time, having excellent customer service, and really fulfilling the order of your end buyer. So this one I wanted to cover. He made a bulk order of about 12 items. The Gap pants, Ralph Lauren jacket, multiple Banana Republic pants. So this order came out to about $399 shipped to Florida. When I have a bulk order, like more than 4 to 6 items, I send them an invoice after they are done purchasing with a discounted shipping, and it will be shipped UPS ground. So that way it helps save me a little bit money, but also save the end buyer a little bit more money, so they're not having to pay shipping on each individual item, because that does add up if you do place more than a couple orders through my eBay store. So the next sale here are these Mangini shoes. They're Oxford style wingtip shoes. They sold for $299. These came from that storage unit buyout that I did a couple months ago that I'm still processing a lot of the inventory. So these shoes were a great find. I have never sold this brand in the past, but if you are out sourcing and you come across the brand Mangini, yeah, they sell a high-end men's dress clothing, and these dress shoes sold in about 2 months. I had them listed about $299, and I got an offer, I think, of around $199, and I took it. So if you're outsourcing and you find this, pick it up. I'll also link a video here where you can see more about how I went about acquiring those storage units. It goes a little bit more in detail. I don't want to get into it here. It just goes more on how I found those storage units and how I went about that process. So those shoes were a great sale. The next one up are also a storage unit find, were these men's Doc Marten boots. Very nice boots, and everything was in new condition in this storage unit, but some items were vintage. So these sold for, so I took a best offer. I had them for $179, and they sold for about $120 plus $14.95 shipping. So very happy. And if you are a newer reseller, anything Doc Martens is typically a good brand that you want to be picking up. This was a garage sale find. These Jabra Elite headphones. I don't pick them up very often. This had sat in my store for several months, but they are high quality over-the-ear headphones. I was able to acquire these for $5 and flip them for $100 plus shipping. I took a best offer. But yeah, they were brand new, you know, like maybe refurbished. But yeah, anything higher end headphones, Jabra is a good high quality brand to be picking up if you do find it at any estate sales or garage sales or at the Goodwill outlets. Next up were these Fry boots. Fry is a good quality brand to be picking up. I got these as well from the storage units. These were new without box, kind of like a Chelsea strap boot, sold for $139 plus shipping. Great boots, nothing wrong with them. A lot of the shoes that came from these storage units, I had to make sure that there was no dry rot on the soles, make sure that they were still in good condition. And that's kind of the part when you do buy storage units. You never know what you're going to get. And I took that leap of faith and that risk on buying these units after doing some digging. And it was an indoor storage unit, so I was able to see, the quality was still there. They had sat for 10, 15, 20 years in these storage units. And there were some shoes that did have some dry rot that weren't wrapped up or packaged correctly, and they just had wear and tear from just being susceptible to the environment. So I think I had thrown away about 10 to 15 pairs of shoes thus far that just couldn't pass that quality test. So good to know when you are buying storage units or buying bulk. Just make sure that you're testing a lot of the product that you're buying before you list it on eBay. So these fry boots were great. Just sold this yesterday. It was a Mountain Hardwear jacket. It was new with tags. I don't know why I listed it new without tags, but it was a great jacket. Sat in our store, so September 22nd, and just sold about 2 months later for $129 plus $12.95 shipping. Mountain Hardwear is a great brand to be picking up if you're not picking it up already. Just good quality stuff. This wasn't vintage, so just a regular nylon jacket. But Mountain Hardwear, great solid brand to be picking up when you are outsourcing. So Jean Co. jeans, vintage, those wide leg Y2K style jeans from back in the early 2000s. Still in demand. These had sat for a little bit longer. I had them listed July 20th. So it did take several months to sell, but they did sell for $149 plus shipping. But yeah, anything Jean Co., you pick it up because they still have a following that that just people love these jeans. You may not see them common, being worn out in today's fashion, but there is still a following that still places a high value on these jeans. And these were new with tags, but even pre-owned ones sell between $60 to $100 as well. Okay, so these John Flavog derby boots, found several of these. Was not familiar with this brand too much, but it is kind of like a retro style brand. These were vintage, very old looking shoes. One of them did not hold up to the environment. They did have dry rot, but these did hold up. They were wrapped in plastic, and even the box looked really old. So these were probably late 90s, early 2000s, and I took a best offer, I believe, of around $100, and but I had them listed for $179. You can see that they're just, they were on the edge of, getting to be, I think if they had sat there for any longer, the shoes would have been worn out. But you can see kind of the tag here in the box. I mean, they originally were for $149. So yeah, another one, Ralph Lauren, these wool blend chino pants sold, I think for $30. I took a best offer, had them listed for $54. Had them listed, August 15th, took a few months to sell, but Ralph Lauren is a saturated category. Don't be surprised unless you have something very, specific or rare, vintage. It might take a little bit longer to sell through any kind of Ralph Lauren. And if you do pick up Ralph Lauren, I recommend promoting those listings between 7 and 10%, just because it is a little bit more of a flooded category. Nautica jacket. This was kind of like a faux fur soft shell jacket, sold for $40. Took a best offer, $12.95 shipping. A lot of vintage Nautica was found in these storage units. Everything you've seen actually thus far, except for the Jabra Elite headphones, had been from storage unit buyouts. So, everyone's selling jackets this time of year, and I have so many jackets that I have ran out of space to hold jackets. So I'm taking a little bit more of a deeper discount on jackets just because I do not have the space right now to be listing any more jackets. We are moving to a warehouse here in the next month, so we'll be able to continue on with that listing listing more outerwear and stuff. So these Hugo Boss jeans, anything Hugo Boss, pick it up. If you're a newer reseller and you're unfamiliar with the brand, more of a high-end luxury brand, these jeans were the model Texas, and I had a couple of them listed for around $119, $129, and always got consistent offers between $80 and $90. And you know me, I will just take that all day long and look to reinvest those profits back into my business. And maybe if you're wanting to get a little bit more help in your eBay business, and you're wanting to maybe find some accountability, or maybe you want to start an eBay store and you're just thinking about it, you can check out the link in the description below, where I offer eBay coaching Monday through Friday. I work with you for 1 hour a day, and just helping you put a system in place, processes in place that help me reach over $100,000 in sales within my first year on eBay. You can check it out. I have a reseller spreadsheet included, and as well as you can join our Discord, and you have access to ask any questions that you like, and I respond as soon as possible. So for just $1 a day, you can check out the link in the description. And if you're wanting to know a little bit more about what is selling in our eBay store, I'll link a video right here where it goes more in detail on other items that we're selling in our eBay store, and how we're going about growing and managing our store as we are heading into the next year, and kind of plans for our eBay store in the coming years. So I hope you all have a blessed day, and take care.